Imagine for a moment the vast, indifferent expanse of space, a canvas of infinite black punctuated only by the faint twinkle of stars that have burned for billions of years. Now picture something piercing that veil. Not a star, not a planet, but an intruder from beyond our solar system, hurtling toward us at speeds that mock the boundaries of human comprehension. On July 1st, 2025, the world awoke to whispers of such a phenomenon. The NASA-funded ATLAS, Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, telescope in Rio Hurtado, Chile, captured the first glimpses of what would become known as 3E/ATLAS, the third confirmed interstellar object to grace our cosmic neighborhood. Discovered as a mere speck against the starry backdrop, it wasn't long before astronomers realized this wasn't just another comet or asteroid. Its trajectory screamed outsider, a hyperbolic path with an eccentricity greater than 6, far exceeding the 1.2 of 1 I/Oumuamua in 2017 or the 3.4 of 2 I/Borisov in 2019. This object wasn't born in the gentle cradle of our sun's gravity. It was ejected from another star system, a relic from a distant epoch, carrying secrets etched in ice and stone from a time when our own solar system was still a swirling disk of gas and dust. But here's where the story ignites the imagination, where science fiction blurs into the stark reality of our telescope's unblinking eyes. As 3I/ATLAS barreled inward, approaching its perihelion, the closest point to the sun, on October 29th, 2025, at a distance of just 203 million kilometers, 126 million miles, something extraordinary happened, or rather something didn't. Conventional wisdom dictated that this interstellar wanderer, bathed in the sun's relentless glare, should erupt in a symphony of activity, jets of gas and dust spewing forth like fireworks, a tail stretching millions of kilometers, a brilliant halo of outgassing that would paint the pre-dawn sky for backyard stargazers. Worldwide comets, after all, are the solar system's time capsules, fragile, dirty snowballs that sublimate under solar heat, releasing volatiles in spectacular displays. Yet as images flooded in from observatories worldwide, from the Hubble Space Telescope's crisp July 21st, 2025, snapshot at 445 million kilometers away, to the more recent November 11th captures by the Virtual Telescope Project in Manciano, Italy, 3I/ATLAS remained stubbornly silent. No tail unfurled like a banner, no coma swelled into a ghostly shroud, just a compact, luminous point, glowing with an eerie, unwavering blue hue that hinted at temperatures hotter than the sun's own surface. This isn't hyperbole, it's data, raw and unyielding, beamed back from instruments that have peered into black holes and mapped exoplanets. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, that crown jewel of modern astronomy launched in 2021, turned its golden mirror toward 3I/ATLAS on August 6th, 2025, using its near-infrared spectrograph, NIR-SPEC the results, a composition that defies the chaotic medley of natural comets, a precise 1-to-1 ratio of nickel to iron, mirroring the engineered alloys in our spacecraft heat shields and jet engines, not the haphazard blends forged in stellar furnaces. Water ice, a mere 4%, drier than the Atacama Desert, the parched expanse where many of these telescopes stand sentinel. Spectroscopic scans from ground-based giants like the Keck Observatory revealed no random mineral slurry, but a structured lattice, as if refined by intent rather than accident. And the color, that electric blue peaking in the ultraviolet, suggests a surface temperature exceeding 5,800 Kelvin, a thermal defiance that should vaporize any natural body. As Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, a leading voice in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, noted in his November 12th, 2025 Medium post, if you were to design a probe to survive a billion-year journey across the galaxy, it would look exactly like this. It's a statement that lingers, a spark in the dry tinder of scientific curiosity. Stick with me here, because this is where the unease creeps in, the kind that keeps you glancing at the night sky long after the stars have wheeled overhead. By November 9th, 2025, Just days after perihelion, the Virtual Telescope Project in JWST released side-by-side comparisons that sent ripples through every observatory from Mauna Kea in Hawaii to the Atacama in Chile. Compare 3I/ATLAS to Comet Lemon, a perfectly ordinary solar system native imaged under identical conditions mere days prior. Lemon obliged the laws of physics, a radiant tail streaming away from the sun, sculpted by solar wind into a ghostly arc, its brightness flaring predictably as ice turned to vapor. But 3I/ATLAS, it mocked the script. No blinding halo from billions of tons of ejected mass, no dust cloud to scatter sunlight into a diffuse glow. Instead, a sharp, unblemished dot, stable, symmetrical, indifferent. Gianluca Massi, director of the Virtual Telescope Project, called it in a live stream on November 5th, the most baffling observation I've ever made. Instruments tuned to detect the faintest whispers of dust returned readings of 0. For an object that should have shed at least 2 million tons of material by now, equivalent to vaporizing a small mountain. Its magnitude held steady, its color unchanging, its form pristine. To grasp the absurdity, let's delve deeper into the physics, because that's where the real poetry of the cosmos lies. Cometary outgassing isn't optional. It's the engine of acceleration. As a comet nears the sun, solar heating sublimates ices, creating asymmetric jets that propel it like a natural rocket, often deviating its path by arcseconds. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, models predicted a gentle nudge for 3I/ATLAS. But what emerged from late October observations was a deviation of 4 arcseconds at 203 million kilometers, translating to a sideways shift of tens of thousands of kilometers. That's not a whisper, it's a shout. Calculations from JPL and the Minor Planet Center stunned analysts, an outward acceleration of 0.22 millimeters per second squared, coupled with a lateral drift of similar magnitude over a single month, displacing the object by over 80 kilometers. To achieve that thrust via outgassing, it would require venting 1/6 of its estimated 33 billion ton mass, 5 billion tons of gas, in a plume brighter than a full moon, visible to amateur scopes worldwide. Yet the skies stayed empty. No vapor trail, no thermal bloom in infrared, just silence. Dr. Loeb, whose Galileo project at Harvard hunts for signs of extraterrestrial tech, ran the numbers in a collaborative paper released October 23, 2025. Solar radiation pressure? Too feeble by orders of magnitude. Planetary gravity? Irrelevant at that distance, the only natural culprit, outgassing, should have lit up the spectrum like a supernova. Instead, the data painted a portrait of precision. Smooth, consistent acceleration aligned perfectly with the sun's position, as if calibrated by a navigator's hand. Echoes of Oumuamua surfaced here, that enigmatic cigar-shaped visitor whose non-gravitational acceleration Loeb famously attributed to possible solar sails. But 3I/ATLAS amplified the mystery. Stronger, faster, more deliberate. As Loeb told Newsmax on November 13, 2025, pushing back against NASA's acting administrator Sean Duffy's dismissal as just a normal comet. The experts believe this, but science demands evidence, not authority. Here, the 7 jets we've observed could be thrusters, not random vents. It's a call that resonates, urging us not to dismiss but to dissect, to let the data lead where comfort fears to tread. As November deepened, the anomalies multiplied like shadows at dusk. Each new image from the Virtual Telescope Project, peeling back layers of the improbable 3I/ATLAS's orbit, wasn't merely hyperbolic. It hugged the ecliptic plane, the flat disk traced by Earth and the planets. Within a mere 5 degrees, Loeb dubbed it a cosmic bullseye in total darkness, with odds so slim they strained probability. Then the jets, not the chaotic sprays of a fracturing nucleus, but structured bursts, some arcing sunward in defiance of radiation pressure. Normally, tails point away, dust repelled like smoke from fire. But on November 10, 2025, astrophotographers Michael Yeager, Gerald Raymond, and Enrico Prosperi captured a complex structure, 7 distinct jets fanning out, one blasting directly toward the sun, the opposite of every cometary textbook. This jet anomaly, as ESA's Mars Express and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter documented during the object's October 3rd flyby of Mars, just 30 million kilometers distant, suggested repulsion of sunlight itself, a physical sleight of hand. Speed compounded the riddle. Despite its heft, estimated nucleus diameter between 440 meters and 5.6 kilometers. Manhattan-sized yet denser than expected, 3I/ATLAS outpaced lighterkin like Oumuamua and Borisov post-perihelion. Its velocity spiked to 152,000 miles per hour from 137,000 miles per hour at discovery, per JPL Ephemerides updated November 14, 2025. Heavier bodies should lag, inertia their anchor. Yet this one surged, its brightness curve-defying logic. As it closed on the sun, luminosity ramped at -7 magnitudes, twice the ferocity of known comets, before stabilizing, no fade from mass loss, and the blue? Not the icy white of sublimating H2O or fiery red of silicates, but an electric spectral blue, self-generated, untethered to heat plasma physicists, poring over JWST's August data, whisper of electromagnetic propulsion, manipulating solar wind like a sail on steroids, tech we've prototyped but never perfected. Others posit an ancient automaton, instinct-driven after eons, its mission etched in circuits long cold. Composition scans from JWST and Keck deepen the chill. Unlike the motley crews of solar comets, random rock, ice, and tar, 3I/ATLAS boasted balance. That nickel-iron alloy, plus traces of high-temperature ceramics, polished to mirror-like sheen. Polarization signatures? Light waves aligned with mathematical precision unseen in nature. A July 2025 study by Matthew Hopkins pegged its age at 7.6 to 14 billion years, older than the universe's 13.8 billion-year clock under lambda CDM cosmology, hinting at origins in the Milky Way's thick disk, a graveyard of ancient metal-poor stars. No wonder China's Tianwen-1 Mars orbiter, imaging at October 3rd, revealed a carbon dioxide fog enveloping the nucleus. Not the water vapor of Oort cloud natives. As Loeb queried in his November 12th Q&A, why the precise ratios? Why the dryness? If natural, it's rewriting natural. If artificial, we've glimpsed persistence across voids. Then the trajectory's poetry, intersecting Mars, Venus, and Jupiter's paths but artfully dodging Earth's, positioning behind the sun at peak observability. Statistically improbable, per JPL's November analyst, deliberate navigation. Backward plot the orbit, and it arrows toward the 1977 WOW signal's origin. The 72-second narrowband radio burst SETI still chases. Coincidence? As data mounts, Spherix's August 7th to 15th photometry, showing a cosmic rainbow of emissions, denial thins November 12th's Space.com image. An ion tail elongating, structured, growing post-perihelion, yet no fragmentation. Noise-Go's 19 coronagraph caught it October 29th, a fuzzy star amid solar storms, citizen discovered by Warshate Boomplod. The countdown pulses now, December 19th, 2025, brings 3I/ATLAS to 270 million kilometers, 1.8 astronomical units, from Earth, ripe for Hubble, JWST, and global arrays. If cometary, expect the demanded gas cloud. If not, the edifice crumbles. A probe scanning our cradle, an activator for nuclear-age worlds, as speculative physicists muse, or a ghost ship, mission looping eternally? Unease hangs heavy, heavier than wonder. This visitor doesn't fit our boxes, accelerates sans exhaust, blues without burning, hides yet reveals, as Loeb warned years ago, anomalies unheeded breed dogma. 3I/ATLAS is discomfort incarnate, a reminder the universe owes no allegiance to our equations. Yet in this paradox lies beauty, the invitation to evolve. First contact may whisper, not roar, through quiet impossibilities, forcing fresh sight as telescopes swivel skyward. We stand not conquerors, but witnesses. Whatever emerges December 19th, cloud or silence, will etch this moment, the cosmos gazing back, unapologetic. If it stirs your stars, subscribe. We'll chase 3. I/ATLAS's fade. Notifications on, comments open. Rock, probe, silent missive. Your voice joins the vigil. To truly engage with 3, I/ATLAS is to weave through its anomalies like threads in a cosmic tapestry, each pull revealing patterns both beautiful and bewildering. Let's expand on that orbital precision, for it's no mere footnote. The ecliptic alignment, within 5 degrees of our planetary plane, isn't chance. The galaxy's disk scatters objects randomly, yet this one threads the needle. Loeb's October 2025 analysis likens it to threading a needle at 100 paces blindfolded. Improbable, astronomically so. Odds under random distribution, less than 1 in 10,000 for such alignment in an interstellar interloper. It suggests not chaos but choreography, perhaps sculpted by a parent star's debris disk, or something more engineered. Dive into the jets, those 7 harbingers captured November 11th by the Virtual Telescope Project. Unlike Lemon's diffuse sprays, these are collimated beams, tight, directional, some sunward in blatant revolt radiation pressure. The invisible hand-pushing comet tails outward should preclude this. Yet here they are, documented by ESA's Mars missions October 1st to 7th, 2025, as 3 I/ATLAS zip 30 million kilometers from the red planet ExoMars. TGO's NOMAD instrument sniffed exotic volatiles, carbon chains atypical for comets, while Mars Express's VMC camera framed the anti-tail, a 594-kilometer feature, razor straight, pointing toward the sun, per Keck's October 17th imaging. Stephen Burns, in his November 5th YouTube deep dive, notes the post-perihelion solar storms, X-class flares October 25th to 28th, should have supercharged outgassing instead, minimal response. A glowing halo, yes, but no explosive bloom. Burns posits a metallic carbon core, volatile pore, explaining the solidity mass loss. Just 2 million tons, July to October, per Nordic Optical Telescope data. A whisper against 33 billion tons total. Brightness curves tell their own tale pre-perihelion, 3I/ATLAS, brightened at -7 magnitude per day, double comet norms, peaking magnitude approximately 12, dim to naked eye but vivid in scopes. Post-flare, stability, no decay. LASCO/CCOR, photometry from SOHO in GOES-19 shows bluing, spectral shift to UV blue, implying ionized plasma, not thermal re-radiation. Plasma physicists at Caltech, analyzing JWST-NIRSPEC spectra, suggest electromagnetic manipulation, solar wind harvested for thrust, akin to our experimental magnetic sails. Loeb's November 13th Newsmax interview flags this. Jets as thrusters, the math fits better than vents. And the polarization, light waves phased like laser output, per Keck's hires, unseen in natural ejecta. Age adds antiquity's weight. Hopkins' July study, using thick disk kinematics, brackets 7.6 to 14 billion years, challenging Big Bang timelines if literal, isotopic anomalies in Tianwen-1's October 3rd images hint primordial nucleosynthesis from a pre-solar era. Carbon dioxide fog veiling a nucleus, transformed by galactic radiation. As NMS-size oscillating physics thread. November 10th posits, fragmentation, if confirmed, could yield debris predating lambda CDM, rewriting cosmic clocks. This isn't abstract, it's visceral. Amateur astronomers like Bob King, AstroBob, charted it November 11th. Fuzzy in 8-inch scopes, pre-dawn in Virgo. Join the hunt. Apps like Stellarium plot its Leo transit December. Global Forums buzz, Reddit's r/astronomy, debates Loeb's crackpot label, Yet his 40% artificial odds hedged provocative fuel discourse. X threads explode at all Curious's November 8th speed spike post, 152,000 miles per hour, garners 83,000 views, blending awe and alarm. Loeb's pushback? Vital NASA's Duffy called it normal November 10th, but Loeb retorts, evidence over echo. Delayed JWST images, 45 days per November 14th, IB Times, IRC. Sluggish bureaucracy misses milestones. Unconfirmed medium leaks whisper classified, Cassandra arrays tracking prediscovery, plasma geometries implying design. Speculative? Yes. But as at UFO UAP News November 8th notes, 7 jets evoke Oumuamua's sails. Broader ripples. ESA's Comet Interceptor, 2029 launch. Eyes such visitors. Pathfinder for intercepts. China's Fast Radio Telescope scans for signals. SETI's Allen Array listens, if artificial, implications cascade. Tech millennia ahead, persistence across voids. Hostile? Unlikely. Path avoids Earth. Messenger? Beacon? Relic? AS3I/ATLAS arcs outbound, December 19 looms, 270 million kilometers. Optimal for NIR SPEC redux. Hubble's WFC3. Expect spectral deep dives, volatiles, alloys, radio bursts. If silent, cometary collapse. If jets pulse, paradigms shift. This visitor teaches humility, universe unbound by our math. As Psalm 19 echoes, heavens declare without words. 3I/ATLAS. A dare to believe the seen yet unseen question boldly. Watch eagerly. The stars await your gaze.